I'm trying a different angle this time, so hopefully it works better. Except for when I lean over, maybe that's no good. But this time I think I'm gonna start with just the new tarot that I have, the new tarot deck. Last time I went the other way, waited to the end, but I think they're just so gorgeous that we need to start right with them. So the only thing that I am anticipating so far is I can't see what you're seeing right now. So that will be, maybe if I put a mirror behind and then I can see. Anyways, we'll just roll with it and see what's happening. So I'm just gonna clear the energy a little bit with a little tiny piece of sage. I have sense sensitivities, and so I can get overwhelmed very easily. So I find I just get the little bits, and I can kind of control the amount of smoke that happens. So yeah, okay. And then maybe a little ring a bell. Clear the energy. I found this at the thrift store. It's literally a partridge in a pear tree. All right, so let's see what these cards have to tell us today. And just get the overall feeling. Who are we reading for? What's the energy of I guess the collective is who we're reading for. So this is just energy of anybody who comes across this video and who needs to hear it. Maybe it's just for me. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. Have a nice little shuffle there. Oh, these are satisfying to shuffle. Okay, so let's get a feel. So I'm just gonna open it up this way, and let's take this card. 9 of Swords. Okay. And let's pick something to go on either side of it. So this is what it's about. And these Ace of Wands are just going to be the supporting energy, strength. Oh, I like that. Okay, so the 9 of Swords seems to be, let's see, it's talking about, so we've got this figure underneath the full moon, surrounded by, it almost looks like a doorway or a fence. So this could represent sort of the barriers that we create around ourselves, protective barriers. And I'm getting the sense of like bottlenecking, which is it's a form of control, right? We're trying to control the flow of anything that comes into our space. And the fact that this person is, the silhouetted person is standing kind of at the entryway of this bottleneck, it's almost like getting to the point where you're kind of looking around wondering why there's nobody around. And it's because we've created this boundary around ourselves, a controlled environment, and we've done it so efficiently that it's actually kind of pushed away anybody, like it's not inviting. And there's these swords up here that are flying away. So it's like, yeah, maybe just kind of opening up, maybe getting to a point where we're ready. We've been in this place of protecting ourselves, overprotecting ourselves, but are now ready to, you know, open the gate, open up the gate. You know, the moon is right, the time is right. It feels hopeful. It feels like a sense of readiness, is what I'm getting. Okay, and then we've got the Ace of Wands, which is exactly that. It's aces are always like fresh, right? Like the possibilities, and wands, it always makes me think of moving energy. So it's the possibility of moving energy, and that's what we're doing. We're opening up this gate to allow this new fresh energy to come through, because that's exactly what happens, right? When we create boundaries for ourselves and we become a little bit too diligent on these borders, these walls that we build up to protect ourselves from the outside world, it gets pretty predictable and stagnant. Um, and so you end up longing for this freshness, this newness, this, okay, I've controlled this environment to such a degree that I'm getting no joy. And yeah, and that can be scary, right? Especially when we're used to a certain level of protection. It's like opening yourself up to the unknown, even if it is incrementally, you know, just a little bit. And then here we've got Strength, which is a gorgeous card. Look at that. And exactly that, the strength it takes to be vulnerable, to open yourself up to others, to trust in something bigger than yourself, to come into fruition, to surprise you, right? When you're in full control of everything, there's very little room for opportunity to be surprised, and there's joy in being surprised. And so, yeah, if you're in a place where your life has gotten a little bit stagnant, you know, your higher self, or there's parts of you that is desperately seeking some joy. So let's see if we can validate where we're going with this reading, or even get some more insight on where we've come so far with these two cards. I'm going to go with this one. 9 of Pentacles. We've got 9s here. So I don't know if you remember, the 9 of Pentacles came up the last reading that we had. And it was very much hopeful. It was very much, you know, planting the seeds, tending to it, the time that it takes to tend to it. So we've got 9 of Swords, which is maybe laying that foundation. With this garden here, it's making me think of the fence that you put around the garden. Maybe your space has gotten too small, and it's time to expand, to allow, you know, the fresh newness to grow. Okay. Let's go with this one. King of Pentacles. Yeah. In opening up and expanding your world, maybe you can also open yourself up to new love. You know, I guess this could also represent, I just thought Father Time, and he's got a star in his hand that he wants to give. But he's not, he's holding it in a protective way, which means you have to take it. You have to want it. You have to take it. So you have to take the steps to be strong and open up your world a bit, to allow the fresh newness to come in and grow. And then you can allow the universe to surprise you. Let's see. The King of Cups. The King. Two kings. Princes, that's a dream before you. Just go ahead now. What's that song? Oh my goodness. 1, 2, princes kneel before you. You know that song. I think it's called Two Princes. But we're talking about kings here. So Pentacles is, I'm thinking abundance. The King of Pentacles is like the king of abundance. And the King of Cups, cups to me holds emotion. It's like the vessel, right? The container. And look at how colorful and amazing he is. Oh my goodness, I love the King of Cups. Look at his beard. He's like one with the nebula. Awesome. Cozy couch or throne. Yeah, he's like, I don't know, I get like that druid pan god, you know, like that older. I mean, even though this guy looks like he's an old man too, he seems more like the fresh. Anyways, I don't know if these are people. These could be two people, two men that are coming into your life, two male figures, two individuals that represent abundance of money and abundance of emotion. Maybe it's emotional well-being. I don't know. Let's see if we can find out what these two kings have to say. It's definitely about expanding your world, opening up, you know, even if it's tentatively, even if you're still just creating a gap in your fence big enough just for you to walk through. There's seems to be worth the risk, because there's that new freshness that wants to come in. What do we got here? The Magician. Awesome. The Magician. Oh, I'm just getting this sense of balance. Something about the balancing or of the abundance and your emotional realm, the physical realm and the emotional realm, the abundance in the material realm and the abundance in the emotional realm. But it's definitely, the first step is opening it up and stepping out, right? I don't know if it's giving you a glare or not. But yeah, opening up and stepping out. And then tending to your garden. This could be self growth, self-mastery. Oh, that looks like a little face right there. It's like growing a new version of yourself. which sometimes we have to do. I think that's basically what we do on a regular basis anyways. We're constantly evolving and growing new versions of ourselves. Okay, let's see if we can find a little bit more clarity on these cards. 3 of Wands. So this could be, I'm getting the sense of things that we might have to let go of. You know, I see these boats off in the distance and standing on top of this cliff as they're moving away. And, you know, when you're saying goodbye to somebody and you're standing out the door and you're watching them leave, you know, eventually you have to turn around and walk away, right? And on the ocean, depending on the skyline and all that kind of stuff, you could stand there for days and still be able to see them in the far distance. And it's like, at what point do you turn around and move on with your life? What point do you actually let go the thing that is moving away from you? That's kind of what I'm getting here. And look, if you can see, there's like little dots around. It's almost like this aura around this person is affected by these things that they're not letting go of. And that's exactly it. We can physically or mentally try to let go of things, or physically let go of things, but unless we let go of them in our hearts and minds, they're still with us. They're still sticking. I get a real sense of letting go. Maybe there are 3 things in your life that you can think of that you need to let go of. 3 people, 3 main versions of yourself. I know it's really hard to let go of versions of yourself, but you literally have to, in order for the new one to have the space to exist. And sometimes that's what holds us back, is that we have a hard time letting go of that last version of us because it got us there, right? I'm going to put it underneath the King of Pentacles because it just feels right. Did we talk about the Magician? Oh, I just love this card. I think once you let go of the things holding you back, it's freedom, it's empowerment, right? That's what the Magician stands for me. Self-mastery. Okay, let's get one more card here. 10 of Wands. There it is. All these things that are in our head that we need to let go of. Right? It just takes up so much space and becomes a chaotic mess. And we're just like, you can't just cut it and like it's like a hydra. You cut one and 2 grow back. You literally, the work is you have to grab one of the strands, look at it, figure out what needs to be done. Do you have to give it love? Do you have to give acknowledgement? Does it need to be healed? Do you need to exercise it out of your brain or whatever? And then once that's dealt with, then you move on to the next one. It's energy, right? Wands have to do with the energy. And so, yeah, I think the aura standing out here for me and how your energy is affected by the things that are in your brain, it's time to prune. It's time to prune your brain garden because there's way too many weeds in there. And they're going to stifle out or choke out the things that you want to grow. And I think that's what this Nine of Pentacles is talking about, is the cultivating, the pruning, the care that it takes to tend your garden, right? You need discernment in order to figure out. Maybe that's what this strength is about. Cool. Okay. I don't know. Should we do another? Just feel like I need one on either side. Let's just give it a good shuffle. A couple good shuffles. Take a split. We've got Two of Wands here. So this here is like Technicolor coat. I'm getting the sense of like patchwork, and each strip of fabric represents a part in your life. And that's exactly what we're made of. Even when we let go of parts of ourselves, they're not gone, they're integrated. And so I love this idea of this robe that you wear, and it is made up of all the past versions of yourself. And look, you've got some planets in the background, and I don't know, some little dagger. That reminds me of the Philosopher's Stone. But also the perspective here. We've got someone standing on a balcony overlooking a city. We've got the Philosopher's Stone, and I think able to peer through a veil of some kind. So maybe we can get another card to kind of clarify this, or let me know if you get something that works with this reading from the Two of Wands. And the Two of Cups. Well, isn't that kind of not momentous. Well, it's balanced for one thing. We got two over here and two over here, because that's where that one's going. But the Two of Cups overflowing. And then we got this giant waterfall. I don't know what this little symbol is in there. But I'm definitely getting the sense of momentum. Right? When you're overflowing a cup, which is overflowing a cup, which is creating this waterfall, there's momentum involved. You know, it's not something that you can stop. So definitely balance. This whole reading is balanced. We've got the Two Kings. We've got the Two of Wands, Two of Cups. And we've got two nines. Right? And the wands, and yeah, awesome. Very cool. So the balance between doing the work and living life. Really being in your emotional realm. And being in your physical realm. That's truly the task of the magician, right? Being all powerful and one with the universe, but still existing in the 3D realm, right? Where there's paying taxes and voting and bills and stuff. And you're like seeing through the veil and uncovering the secrets of the Philosopher's Stone and tapping into universal energy and the momentum of that. It takes balance, because too much of one and not enough of the other, or vice versa. That's when some crazy things happen. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the reading there. Maybe we see if Kuan Yin has anything for us. Or what about the I Ching? Let's see. The I Ching can kind of put it all together for us. Tell us what we need to, how we find balance, create balance, or hold balance between finding the strength to open up, to allow the newness and freshness that wants to come in, how to maintain the cultivation of that, and find the balance in those realms, the letting go of the things that no longer serve us and the versions of ourselves to become this magician. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Chin. Progress. An enlightened individual benefits his society and is honored in return. Take an active part in social affairs. Communications are very important during rapid advancement. Instill a common trust. You could advance quickly by questionable means, but would ultimately be found out. By remaining virtuous, by remaining virtuous, initial hindrance is overcome. As an influential person, consider neither loss nor gain, but continue to serve others. Force may be used for self-discipline, but not against others. All right, so definitely opening up those gates and allowing yourself to be part of society. And a good way of doing that is in service. Find a way that you can be of service to others, and keep it true. You know, if you come up across anything that seems hard or whatever, you're going to need some self-discipline to push through, but keep it virtuous. And whatever those blocks or perceived blocks are, you'll overcome them. I like that. Sometimes we need a little encouragement. Sometimes just the idea of becoming an all-powerful magi isn't enough. Sometimes we need a little more incentive, and sometimes acts of service is enough of an instigation, something to focus on. You know, I always thought that if you're in your head too much, worried about what you're going to do, how you're going to do something, or even feeling down on yourself, just go out there and help somebody. You know, even if it's just a smile. They always say that just a smile can save somebody's life. And there's so many ways to help somebody. If just a smile can save a life, can you imagine what any other gesture could do in service? So there you go. Thank you for listening to this reading. And I hope it made sense for you, and I hope it helps you along your journey. Bye.